started. Wait, before we do, alright. Now, back to this. But wait, before I start again. Alright, this works. I'm gonna check the toilet. Let's get started. Let's get this. Let's get it on. Let's get this going. So much good stuff. All right. Where's my reference? Where's the ref? Draw this out. You can't just render and just hope for the best. That's not how it works. Big Toe, is that Gwen Stacy? Yeah, it is. It is Gwen Stacy. It's kind of I'm kind of concerned that you had to, ask that question. Not because of like anything on your end, because it's like, it's like, I, I've said it so many times in the stream, but I have so much trouble drawing women. Like I am bad at it, comically bad. Like I don't know, kids are cruel, but um, one time at work, basically I was drawing Barbie, right? And then basically there's this little girl who was drawing right next to me, and I thought, hey, this might be some time. This might be a time to bond with a kid, like foster a good environment. And then I show the Barbie to her, and she's like, that looks like a man. Immediately, just bam. It's just, yeah, no. I mean, yeah, it's Gwen Stacy. I I just, I don't know. I saw this picture on Pinterest, and it seemed like the perfect reference, and I decided to go for it. Man, what do you think, Big Toe? Is this a good? What do you think of the drawing? You like it? Hold on, is my mic on? Testing, testing, testing. Okay, it's on. So, what do you think of the painting? Looks good. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. I think I might. This is I think throughout the day, I'm working on basically just portfolio pieces, and during the night, I just do this to cool down. Got the nice dark fantasy campfire music going, I don't have to, it's a personal project, but I mean, when you when you're working at something, it just gets so boring, and so you have to remedy that feeling of like staleness with more with more projects or more art. It's like it's wild, but So, how's your day going, Big Toe? Also, Big Toe, I love your name. I think I've seen more raunchier names. I don't remember them, but wait, no. I just like it's. I've seen raunchier names with that involve like more 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 adult parts, and it's like that's so common on the internet. Okay, it's just been hot out? Okay. Wait. It's still hot? I don't know, maybe it's because I've been inside all day, but and last time I checked it was like what, 60 outside? Then again, hey, global warming. What can I say? It just. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no, I've committed the ultimate sin. I've painted on the wrong layer. Oh, this is embarrassing. more embarrassing than when the time when my dad told me to flush the toilet because I forgot to flush on stream, no less. But we'll fix it. We'll fix it with a little Photoshop magic, and I think this works. This works. All right. So, you a big fan of Spider-Verse? Cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm more of a fan of like the first movie. The second movie, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, the animation is really great, but I think like Miguel's like justification for the Spider Society, it just feels like a bit like like that's kind of just a bit a bit stretchy, like a bit sketchy, where it's like a person in you love the movies, that's great. Just like Miguel's explanation for for the entire Spider Society, it's a bit sketch. It's like, hey, Uncle Ben had to die, because if he didn't, then the entire multiverse would collapse. Like, you have this giant multiverse, and it's so fragile that it hinges on the life of one person just to survive. I mean, that's a bit wild. That's a bit, it's like, why though? Okay. I think we could top this off. Could be like, I don't know, like a skyline or something. Like, I wanted to, give her this sad, conflicted feel. Because, it's like her life is always like, pretty, it's pretty tough. She lost Peter Parker, her dad's chasing her down because he thinks she killed Peter Parker. So maybe just take this, give it the old eraser. Oh, you made paintings of Gwen and Miles too? That sounds like. Are they on your YouTube channel? Or you just. I'd actually, because like, I'd like to see them. I'd like to see like people share their art. I haven't painted Miles yet. I've tried painting Miles once in, I think, high school. It was hard. The webbing always, caught me off guard. Always caught me off guard. I'm gonna do my own thing. Does this look sad, conflicted? Alright. I think we're gonna take her, put her up here, make her a bit smaller. I still want to give her a skyline or something. So, how about this? We take this, give it a little clipping mask. Wait, so the paintings of Gwen and Miles, are they like digital or like paint or like actual paintings? They're watercolor? Man, watercolor is a challenging medium, dude. I remember in high school, like I didn't post online though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you should. You know. I mean, I don't know. Like it's. I feel like, if you're like basically just not put your art like. I'd like to see it. I mean, I'm actually very curious. Like it's, you know, I'd like to see your cool Spider Verse art. I bet a lot of people would like to see your cool Spider Verse art. I'm not saying you have to be a influencer. I wouldn't recommend it. You know, especially in this rough, attention economy. But I bet there's like a lot of people who would love your work. Also, watercolor. I don't know. I'm gonna say this. Watercolor is just, I don't know. It's a problem. It's a problem for me, man. I don't like watercolor. It is. I mean, I don't know. Do I? I'm not gonna say I don't like watercolor. That's me exaggerating. I'm just saying it's very difficult. It's super difficult. I mean, from like regular painting, you're gonna have to basically start up from like dark values to light. You essentially have to now start from light to dark, and that's what you're supposed to do. And you make a mistake, you can't just paint over it. It just gets darker and darker and darker and darker and darker, and that's, being with digital watercolor, you get the control Z your way out of it, but just digital, no traditional, nah, no, you're cooked. You have to start again, you know. But, yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't know. I'd like to. I mean, I'd like to see at least a picture, you know. One pic, Miles and Gwen. You kind of like the feeling of traditional more? Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, I like traditional when it comes to comic books, not when it comes to painting. I think with painting digitally, there's less cleanup. You don't have to pay money for it, especially with Procreate and Clip Studio and Krita. You know, for Procreate, you just Give up the $20, and that's it. It's yours forever. Krita, that stuff's free. But for Clip Studio, you fork over like what, $200, and it's yours forever. Then again, I could be wrong with the new subscription policy. And then it's not new. It's been 2 years, but yeah, no, I think when it comes to comic books, I love traditional more. But painting, this is it. This is my turf. This is my comfort zone. This is where I live. Okay, so added some buildings, some windows. What do you think? I think it's great. I want to add some more comic tones to make this way cooler. But that's just me. What am I doing? Why isn't this doing what I want? Oh wait, no. The opacity's at 10. You like it? That's awesome. Honestly, sometimes, it's. I'm glad you like it, because sometimes I'm afraid that I'm afraid that instead, it's like I gave her. I'm afraid that I'm afraid I gave her, like handsome Squidward face. You know what? Let's top this off. Let's give her a word bubble. Give her a little word bubble. Yeah, what should Gwen say here? Because after like Across the Spider-Verse, like my entire thing would be like, I like this stream. I'm a sub. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate your patronage. Like barely anyone comes here. Like barely anyone. Like this channel is super microscopic. So any support would just be greatly appreciated. Now, what should she say here? I think she's sad. Could be about my, like, I don't know, how about this? I'm sorry, Miles. And then, you know, we top this off with heart, you know. Boom. And that is Gwen Stacy. Well, not entirely. I mean, I still want. I kind of want to finish her arms, her legs. But this is free draw. It's free draw. I get to draw whatever I want. So, yeah, I could finish this Sister of Battle, but you know what? I'm gonna do something else today because I've been working on her all day. I'm insecure about her. Right? I was thinking. I don't like black and white pictures. I'm looking for reference if you don't mind. Okay, this is good. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't come out lopsided. You know what? Nah, this isn't enough. Saved. Saved. Alright. Gathering reference is a rabbit hole of its own. is a problem. You know, I kind of have a goal here. I'd like to reach 50 subs so that I can finally stream myself with like a. I'd like to reach 50 subs. Just a small goal. Because through 50 subs, I can essentially kind of live stream myself drawing like traditionally. There's this channel that I really love, comprised mostly of Asian and Korean artists. One is they're called Super Annie, and what they would do is they would live stream themselves, essentially drawing on these giant poster boards with essentially just like marker, and they make these giant like artistic murals from pen brush of like superheroes, mythology, Asian culture. It's honestly really beautiful, and I would love to do that. Just, I would jump at the bit to do that. Just give me a second. Take these. MHA Simp, My Hero Academia Simp. I love your art. Yeah, and I love your name. My Hero Academia Simp. I'm a simp for an anime too. I'm a huge simp for Neon Evangelion. I'm a huge simp for that. I think it might not be. It's too depressing, but it's got a lot of like symbolism, a lot of Christian, a lot of Christian symbolism, and I don't know about Christian symbolism in anime, but it's just cool. It's really cool. So, MHA Simp, do you draw too? You get a sub? Okay. Why, thank you. Thank you very much. Any support to this channel would just be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Do you draw too? Like, do you draw as well? Do you also like art? Draw a 2? No problem. Or nope? Or nope? NP or nope? What does NP stand for? Does it stand for nope or no problem? Are you drawing a 2? Yes to what exactly? Like, no problem or nope? What does NP stand for? Like, no problem. Okay, you're drawing a 2. Honestly, the fact that I'm getting you to draw and anyone to draw, it's great. very, very, I'd love inspiring people to draw is is just a honor, especially in times of of generative AI models. You know, gotta rage against that machine. You know, you're not that good. Okay, I don't really see the problem. Okay, honestly, they're not that good. I think with time you'll become great. Matter of fact, the fact that you're picking up a pen right now, you're already great. I don't know why people are so so concerned about being good. And like, look at Mickey Mouse. Let's look at Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is essentially three circles. One of the most recognizable like characters and brands on the planet is essentially just three circles. Or like Homer Simpson. I'll draw Homer Simpson for you. Boom, ba da bop, boom. Boom. Pow. Right there. Homer Simpson. Marge! I'm in some guy's stream. Like, look at him. Right? Homer Simpson. Right there. He's just simple shapes. He's just simple shapes. Charlie Brown. Like, you don't need to be that good to be successful when you're being creative. You don't. You just don't. You don't. So don't worry about being not that good. Okay? Don't worry about that. Get that out your head. Okay? And if you really want to be that good, whatever that means, you're gonna have to be comfortable with not being technically skilled. You know? I mean, Lord, I still feel like it takes a lot of skill to be a cartoonist. No, it doesn't. I mean, okay. I feel like the best part about being a cartoonist is that it is insanely accessible. It's an accessible form of art. Okay? Like, it's like, actually, no. Yes and no. Like, if you want to tell a long form story completely, but if you want to tell like a simple comic book strip, oh, it's simple. All you have to do is essentially like take two characters and have an objective, and then have a joke at the end of it. It feels like it takes a lot of skill to be a cartoonist. I mean, like look at any Garfield comic. Like, look at any Garfield comic. Simple shapes, simple jokes. Honestly, I don't know. It's. I feel like you guys suffer the same thing that I go through, where essentially like you underestimate yourselves when you shouldn't. You absolutely shouldn't, especially when it comes to creativity. Because it's very accessible, and it's not because of AI. It's not because of AI. People like AI bros everywhere be like, oh, finally we're finally creativity's finally accessible to everyone. It's like, no, pick up a pencil. That's all you have to do. If you want to be a cartoonist, pick up a pencil. Honestly, it's like the barrier of entry for making a comic is, quite frankly, the lowest it's ever been. Like, all you had to do, like, today, if you have an idea, it's in your head. right? Basically, all you need to get that idea out there is a piece of paper and a pencil. Or if you're more technologically inclined, like a cheap laptop and Krita, or Clip Studio or an iPad. Honestly, a lot of information's out there. Now, is cartooning is a very important art. Cartooning is quite frankly it's very impactful. But when it comes to being a cartoonist, honestly, it's pretty easy. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, there's literally a guy who made $1 million selling his comic book, which is basically stick figures, to the internet. It's called the Order of Stick. You know? Don't underestimate yourselves. Don't. You can be an artist. You can be an artist. You can be a cartoonist, if that's also what you want. You know? Get that, it's like, oh, it takes a lot of skill. Yeah, AI, no, man, it makes me mad. It makes me mad too. You know? It just, it's kind of cringe. At first, I thought it was it's like, oh my god, it's a tool. Ugh. But then, I just saw how much, how a lot of artists or creatives are just getting ripped off from this thing. And it's like, I'm not against AI. I'm not against the advancement of technology. You know? And quite frankly, this technology has the potential to be a positive force for a lot of people. But to just basically have this technology just take and take and take and exploit is just, it's something that just it just it doesn't it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with my soul. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I know this, dude. Draw it. Don't be afraid to be a cartoonist. It's not as hard as you think. You just gotta make a lot of stuff. Just gotta make a lot of stuff. And the worst part about this AI stuff is that people are entering this AI stuff in competition, and it's like, it's like, come on, man. It's like, bro. It's like you're being So all you have to do is just type in some words. You're not. It's like no hard work. None whatsoever. whatsoever, bro. I'd like to pursue art as a career, but this AI stuff is making me think twice. Well, I don't know. I feel like I feel like there's more than one way to pursue an art career. Like, don't let that AI stuff, detract you. Like, I know multiple artists today who managed to make a good living in spite of AI. You know, don't let that, don't let that, don't let that, don't let that detract you. Now, of course, making a career off of art is still, incredibly difficult, but it's not impossible. You know. Now, of course, I'm not a professional artist yet, but I know a lot of people who make a living off of it. You know, who made like who made decent livings off of this. You know, I think I know one by name. I think what time is it for me? Oh, I like toe. Really, I like toes. That's a sick name, man. Just put it out there. All right. It is around like 9:38. Okay, so basically, there's this guy named Ryan Gutierrez. I have him on like a podcast that I made on my channel. The sound is bad, so you're gonna have to basically go to his to get the real interview. But essentially, he makes a living off of making comics. You changed your name. I mean, oh really? You make a living off of comics? Okay. Well, essentially, he so far he's in the process of essentially making his own comic book by the name of it's called it is called Black Marrow. Black Marrow. I remember the name. Black Marrow is basically about a werewolf lawman in basically post-rapture America. And it's very successful. You gotta go. Sorry, hey man, you gotta go if you gotta go, you gotta go. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support. You both have usernames now. Nice. But you will force your friends to sub to me? Hey, I mean, I like to think that that they sub to me, because like my art's good, but okay, whatever works. Thank you. Thank you, I like toes. I mean, I'm more of like a chest and, backside guy myself, but hey, whatever floats your boat. Knockity up your yum. Yeah, but no, it's like a lot of people are making a decent living off of art. So don't let AI get you to think twice. You know? They like art? Oh, well, it's great. Bring them over. Bring them over. Yeah, no, there are a lot of people who are making a living out of like art. Comics, illustrations, covers. I mean, quite frankly, and like it's still possible. You're gonna have to work at creating your own audience, but it's still possible. So don't let that get you down. All right. Being an artist is a is a it's like it takes great bravery, you know. But I don't know. I think I like to think that it's worth it. They like art, so they will most likely like my art. I mean, I hope so. I hope so, dude. Because apart from that, like, what am I here for? You know? Yeah, but no, like, just don't let in this life, in this limited, in this time, you have a limited time on Earth that that the Lord, like that God gave you, or I don't know, whatever you believe in, like the universe, the spaghetti monster, evolution, like you have a limited time on Earth, and you're really gonna kind of like let fear dictate how you spend it. It's like, oh, I want to make shit that's cool for a living, but I can't because you know, Clippy can draw apparently. It's like, no, come on, okay, be do it, make that comic book, paint that painting, you know, paint that My Hero Academia toe fan art, you know. As a matter of fact, like, okay, I have a funny story. I have a really funny story. Okay, so one time I was at work, right? And essentially, it's nearing the end of the day. And I have this coworker. Her name is Taisha. She's a 40-year-old rotund African American woman, and on our way out, like nearing the end of the day, she showed me a picture of an anthropomorphic transgender hyena, and basically, I was like, I was stunned because it's like it's furry, it's furry stuff, and then basically she told me my nephew made this, and it turns out like it's like her nephew recently passed away, but while he was still on this earth, he made a living off of basically selling spicy furry commissions to strangers on the internet. He managed to move out of his mom's house because of that. And this was recent. This was around the time where AI was still a thing. I mean, of course, he's not with us anymore, but still, he didn't let AI stop him. Why let it stop you? Why let it stop you? I don't know. Hopefully, my incoherent, pretentious rantings do something for you. Hope they inspire you. I mean, granted, you're gonna have to, take some day jobs, you know, but in the end, keep on chasing that goal. It'll be completely worth it. I promise you. You love art, so you'll always keep making it. See? That's the spirit. Alright? We ball. We ball anyway. You know? That's what I want to see. F it. We ball. AI's making artwork? Psh. I mean, I don't know. You know, thank you. I mean, I don't really think I pride myself on having good advice. Quite frankly, I'm kind of a moron. But yeah, no, it's like when it comes to when it comes to something I'm passionate about, it's like when like if you're passionate about something and you're gonna let like this, this corporate, $100 million AI stop you. It's just like, come on, dude. Why? Why do that? Like, what's the point? You know? Yeah, no, I got all this advice from, like, Ryan, Dave, Dan, just, like, really inspirational people when it came to just art in general. But yeah, no, just create. You know? You love art? Keep making it. Even with if you have like a day job. You know? If you got a day job, no shame in it. You know? You gotta pay your bills somehow. You know? We live in a capitalist system. Might as well. But even then, when you come home after a hard day at work, draw. You know? You draw. And you keep on doing it. So, Big Toe, what inspired you to have that name? Because I needed okay. I needed a funny nickname for a name of Gartic phone, and I made it my username. All right, noted. Noted. How do I handle this? embarrassed myself on the internet, so I had to change it. My name was JEJR. I embarrassed myself on the internet in a podcast, so I had to change it so no one will remember. And so far, it's working. Wait, how's that embarrassing? I I don't want to tell you the story, man. I don't want to tell you the story. Just know that I embarrassed myself. And let's move on. All right, understandable. Thank you. Thank you for understanding. Hmm. Guts here is an interesting challenge. Hold on. What? Oh man, I got the wrong eye. You know what? It's fine. We ball. Hold on. You know what? No, I have an idea. I'm a genius. I am a genius. Kanye West too? I'm really good at rendering people? Thank you. I'd like to be better at at color theory. Because by that point, I'd be like a rendering god. You know, I'd be second to none in the rendering game. You know? I was really inspired by the works of Dave Raposa. Like I look up to him. Like, if I'm being insanely honest. A lot of people have influenced me especially growing up. I think Dave was one of them. He was definitely one of them. Paulo Rivera, obviously one of them. Alex Ross, big one. Kingdom Come Alone. I mean, Jesus Christ. Wes Burt with, you know, his concept work. And honestly, you know, and if you want to do more of those, you're more than welcome to, you know? You can get Krita, that's free. Procreate, obviously free. No, it's not. It's not free. I'm sorry, it's not free. You have to buy like the iPad. Procreate is not free. You have to buy the iPad. This put me down like $400. Then I had to buy. Then I had to basically pay $20 more for Procreate. But you know, hey, it's a good program. You know, you have to get used to it. You have to get used to drawing on glass, and painting on glass. But yeah, it's, you know. Then I bought Procreate Dreams just cause, despite the fact that I barely use it. It was a thing. But you know. Hold on. I have an idea. Yeah, now we're getting really berserk. You know, I could really. Still possible, gentlemen. Right. I think my biggest pain point in drawing, I think proportions and colors. My colors are very muddy. Like super muddy. Oh boy. Yeah. Same? Yeah. You know, color theory sounds so complicated too. you know, I just like I try to like I try to like familiar like be I try to like make myself familiar to it, but I just get so scared, dude. I can't help it. I just get so scared because I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't even know what I'm like. It's people ask me, it's like, hey, where'd you get your colors from, man? And it's like, ha 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 ha. Ha. I just pick them. I just pick them. I just pick them. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm scared all the time. I just pick them, and so far it just looks all right. Hey, if I'm in, but that is the best compliment I've ever gotten so far, dude. Cause if I make you want to draw too, then I've done my job. I have done my job. I have done my job. Honestly, the one thing I would love to do is, of course, like the one thing I want to do is to get to 50 subscribers, so I can do something. I want to try something really unique here. Well, not unique; it's been done before, but I want to get like my phone camera and live stream myself painting on poster boards. Not poster boards, but drawing, ink drawing. You know? there's this artist that I really love. His name is Kim Jung Ki. He's passed away now. May God rest his soul. But essentially, like he would essentially draw using nothing but a brush pen, and almost everything he kind of created was just gold. And I feel like putting myself in a position where I have to be okay with my mistakes would make me a better artist. Because in the end, it's like I'm forcing myself to just ditch perfectionism, just put it by the wayside. Because perfectionism just kills progress. Because in the end, like you just have to make it exist. Okay? You have to make it exist, then you perfect it. I mean, yeah, I'm saying like these corny Instagram like self-help sayings, but it's true. It's absolutely true. It is good advice, yeah. That's what stinks about it the most. It's legitimately good advice, and I can't escape it. I really can't. Sup, sup, Broken Blade. Sup. After all this time, you finally returned. You finally returned. It's like, bro, you used to be the main guy in my streams. Now you're gone. You abandoned me. But you're back now. That's all that matters. It's all that matters. Okay, the Space Marine comic. Okay, that is a. Thank you for keeping me accountable on that. Yeah, it's almost done. It's almost done. Right now, I'm on page 10. I'm working back from that to page 9, and then I got the drafts of page like 11 on my iPad. I think the portfolio pieces that I'm creating for Lightbox Expo have really just, stalled the progress. But it will be done. Hopefully before the end of this year. And I think I'm gonna be real honest. When it comes to comics, yeah. When it comes to comics, I think I do way better in traditional. I've tried, I've tried digital on clip. I don't know. It's just not working for me. I don't know why. It just isn't. It just isn't. Yep. Same. I mean, honestly, what I do. Okay, here's what I do. So, I would essentially use the blue line method. What I would do is essentially I would essentially draw out everything in blue line. And then, after that, I make a duplicate, I flatten the image, print out everything on my printer, and then essentially just, put the page on the table, Bristol board, and then just ink it. It burns at your ink supply, but, you put it at a low opacity, cleanup's not that much of a hassle. I mean, quite frankly, it works for me. Works for me. Yeah, dude, same. I'm okay at painting, but when it comes to just like inking the comics digitally, oh no, there's something missing, and I don't know why. Like, quite frankly, it's a mystery. Maybe it's like the plastic or the glass with like the tablets that we draw on. Lucas Animates. Hello, Lucas Animates. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to paint on the stream until I go pro. Thank you for hopping on this journey with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to. There's something, you know. How's it going, Lucas Animates? You know what? Wait, do you really animate? I want to see your channel in. First video, no audio. Wow. You know what? Lucas, I saw your video. And I subscribed. Good job. I like your your stick figure animation. It's really good. Keep going. It's not like like the advanced Japanese Genga anime, but hey, the fact that you're like picking up a pencil instead of resorting to AI means a lot to me. That it's like, hey, this is better than most of the AI slop that's in the internet right now. It's plaguing our holy internet. Can't. I don't know. Let me try and like handle this, this guts. It's really good. I like your animation, Lucas. Exactly. Fire animation. Just subbed. Keep going. Keep going, man. Keep going. Hello, Fleabag. Sorry, I saw the, I saw you saying hello, and I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. You love that art? Why, thank you. I made it myself. Lots of sweat, lots of tears, lots of pain and suffering, and, self-doubt and self-hatred just went into that. But it's here. This is my son. No, honestly, I like the name Fleabag. Kind of reminds me of like a band or something. reminds me of a band. I don't know what. Hold up, what happened? What was that sound from? Soft, crunchy toenail has subscribed. Well, I'm attracting a lot of I'm attracting a lot of interesting characters. Soft, crunchy toenail. Who knows? Maybe my next. What's up with the toe users? I have no idea, Big Toe. I have no idea. I'm just as lost as Fleabag. I don't know. I'm attracting a lot of feet people. I don't know why. Girly, is that you? Alright, no, you're just talking to the chat. I'll leave you to it. What is that user? I have no idea. No idea, bro. No idea. Yeah, I'm traumatized too, but you know, I just push it down. I push it down and, you know, put it in a psychologically repressed place. You know? My dad did it. My grandfather did it. And I'm gonna do it. It's a cycle, you know? It's beautiful when you kind of think about it. But hey, you might be traumatized now, but at least you're not this guy. Man, he's been through so much trauma. You wouldn't even believe it, dude. Oh, man. So much trauma. So much trauma. Such good art. It's better than mine, bro. Dude, stop comparing yourself. Don't compare. Okay? The only person you should be comparing yourself to is who you were yesterday. Alright? It is you versus you. Also, thank you, I like toes. Thank you. Thank you for your advice. No, thank you for your compliments. It is you versus you, Fleabag. Alright? Don't compare yourself to me. Alright? Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Okay? Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Because, like, quite frankly, it's like, you know, it's like, that's the only way that you'll grow. If you try and compare yourself against people who you perceive to be better than you, then you'll never get better. You know, there are so many artists out there who are so much better than me. It's not even close. So much artists who are better than me. You know? So many people. But do I compare myself to them? No, because in the end I know that I won't measure up. But I know that the only person who I can beat is myself. All right? And if you want to and if you want to, get better and like reach this level of art, my least favorite material to draw with, it would have to be charcoal. Charcoal. It gets everywhere. You know? It gets everywhere. Yeah, same. I'm glad there's like-minded people. Yeah, but no, Fleabag. Like, don't compare, stop comparing yourself to to other people. Stop. That's gotta end. If you want to get better, it's imperative that you compare who you were to to what you were yesterday. That way, you know your weaknesses. You know what to what to what to beat, what to surpass. You know, it's imperative. Sometimes I'm better at drawing a paper. Yeah, me too. Me too. Honestly, drawing in drawing in digital is it's like it's like ice skating. It's like when you're a kid and your mom or you're on a class trip and your teacher finally takes you on an ice skating rink. It's like all these years just walking, and you've gotten used to walking. It's like wrestling a fit. Yeah, it is. It can be like that sometimes. Yeah, it is. It is. But it's like I feel like that's something that you're gonna have to get used to. I think like one thing I would do. This like this is back when I was like a teenager. What I would do is I would essentially paint self-portraits of myself. Take a picture and paint self-portraits. Or you know what? No, not even that. Don't do studies. I would do a lot of studies. I would do master studies. I would do studies of artists that I admired. But this is art. Come on. When I draw digital, you have to sketch on paper first. Hey, man. So whatever works for you, man. Whatever works for you. Look, there is there's no definitive way to like create something. Like if someone tells you that it's like you have to do it like this, you have to do it like this, you know, you're they're trying to sell you something. You rarely draw digital, hey, that's okay. You sweat when you draw on your device? Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I think I used to have like a hand guard, but I lost it, and so I had to get used to drawing without it, and my hand would get sweaty, and I had to wipe it off, and it was hard. It was hard. And you're already sweating? Hey man, we ball. F it, we ball. You know? You gotta do it. If you wanna get better, you gotta do it when you're tired. You gotta do it when you're upset. You gotta do it when your hand's sweaty. Alright? You gotta do it. I had a lot of bad days in high school. Not a lot of bad days, but there were days where you only draw head shapes on paper. Okay, well, draw some more head shapes, and then after that, draw some body shapes. I think I have give me a second. I have a couple of art books that I'm going to recommend to you, Fleabag. Give me a second. I have a bookshelf in the back of my room. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema. May God rest their souls. Basically, I highly recommend you this book. Like, it's really good. It's when I was in middle school and I wanted to get into drawing, this book was like everything. I love your voice. It sounds very nice. I think, okay, most people think my voice is annoying, but you know what? I'll take the compliment. I'll take that compliment. I personally think, like, it's like I have a voice. I have a voice for TV and a face for radio, but you know what? I'll take the compliment. Thank you. But How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. This book was really helpful, especially to during my formative years when I wanted to learn how to draw. Like this has a lot of just like good stuff, and I think there's one section of the book that really was that was really helpful for me. There's like chapter 6. The name of the game is action. Essentially, in this book, like you're essentially kind of like this. They teach you like gesture drawing, and hey, by the way, Fleabag, you're going? Hey, if you're going, I don't mean to be that guy, but on your way out, could you drop off a like and a subscribe? It really helps out with the channel. I know it seems gross that I'm doing this, but it's the name of the game, But wait, before you go, also, How to Draw Comics the Marvel way. I can't, I can't recommend this book enough. I cannot recommend this book enough. I cannot recommend this book enough. It's amazing. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. Hopefully, Fleabag managed to, see this before she or he or she. I'm not sure of the gender. Hopefully I don't offend Fleabag. But I hope she sees this. No, I hope Fleabag. Damn it. I'm floundering. I hope Fleabag sees the recommendation. And by the way, if you're really interested in cartooning and art, Force by Michael Matesi, yeah, of course, amazing one. It's kind of weird. I never really opened that book up. It's sitting in my, in my bookshelf, but I never touched it. I only touched it when I only touched it when I had to use it for class. You know? But, that's not the here nor there. I like toes. Wow. Hand emoji, feet emoji. See, I don't know, man. I don't know why I attract people who are into feet. I barely draw them, but I don't know. I mean, you're here. I mean, it teaches you how to express a sense of physics in your drawings. You know what? Okay, Broken Blade, since you talked about this, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'll give that a good read then. You should totally try to draw on paper with your feet in your free time. You know what? Sure. I'll definitely do it. Matter of fact, how about this? I'll draw with my feet if you pay me some money, some moolah. Though I gotta warn you, my feet it's what? Wait, you're okay. Okay, you know what? I think I regret doing that now. I don't know. I'm broke. Oh, okay. I was scared there for a minute. Yeah, but no, you know what? How about this? I just got there. Is he drawing with his feet? No. I'm not drawing anything with my feet. I am not. This is a wholesome Christian stream. Please stay. Please stay. Oh God. Yeah, how's it going? I don't know someone. wait. So, I have a question. Where did you guys come from? Did you come from like a Discord, like any Discord, or did you like did you like by any chance like find me in the algorithm? 'Cause honestly, this is a lot. This is a lot of people. Yeah, it's been caused. Yeah, of course, it's been caused by you. I don't wanna be like I don't wanna put the blame on anybody. The algorithm? Wow. Okay. I don't want to put the blame on anybody, but I mean, you called yourself Big Toe, and then that created a snowball effect. I found you on You found me on YouTube when I was scrolling. Wow. Okay. Well, it obviously broken Blades from the Discord. I mean, honestly, I didn't really think I'd expect this much people to come. Normally, it's just so dead in here. I'm doing it. I got more eyes on the channel. All right. So this is what streaming consistently does. Dan was right. Dan was right. Okay. Get more eyes on the channel. Okay. Kind of nervous, actually. I've never exactly, Who's Dan? Okay, so I am a night owl. I mean, wow, it's been almost 2 hours. Or morning bird. I don't know. Okay, so basically, I don't know someone. IDK someone. Okay, so Dan Warren is basically a commercial illustrator who I've gotten to know through the podcasts of another commercial illustrator by the name of Dave Raposa. They are also writers and comic artists who are behind. Dan Warren is also a writer who co-created the book Steve Lichman with Dave Raposa. I'm going to put this in the chat for you, so you can like Google it in your spare time. I don't know someone. Steve Lichman by Dave Raposa and Dan Warren. I also had an interview with Dan Warren in my channel. It's okay. My night owl. I mean, yeah, not on purpose though. I mean, I'd like to be a morning person, and quite frankly, like if you're a morning person, you get more time to draw, and paint, and exercise, and you live healthier. But I know there's anything wrong with being a night owl. I don't know. I could be wrong about night owls are nocturnal and they live healthier lives than we do. I think probably. I don't know. I just wanted to wake up earlier so I can get more time the comics look really cool. Hey, what comic are you talking about? Steve Lichtman? Because if so, then yes, they really do. They really do. That's because of Dave Raposa. Guy is an inspiration. Like I'm serious. Yeah, it's basically about like a depressed. Um, how long have I been doing art since it's really good? Okay, well, I've been doing art since I was about 9 years old. Like I think the lore, my lore, is a bit complex because like it all started at the age of 7. Really, I wanted to be a comic book writer because I felt like I was too dumb for math and science. Um, I also really loved Spider-Man, and then over time, I kind of I didn't really do anything about that, and then I like at 9, there was this kid named Jamil, and he drew Sonic like a lot, and at first I saw that and I wanted to learn. I want I wanted to learn how to draw Sonic like he did, and so I hung out with him more. And over time, you know, the more I hung out with him, the more I drew Sonic, and it turns out, like in a short time, I kind of got, I don't know, I don't want to say I got better than him, but it's like, I don't, I kind of like, I was more, quick and more, I had more control and like more like, you know, when you were younger, you wrote infinity signs and eights a lot. Okay, someone's got to start something. You start somewhere. Nothing to be ashamed of. Like you got a dip too, but you're probably back. Hey, by all means, man. Then the more I drew Sonic, the more I became a big fan of like the Sonic franchise. Then I think middle school came, and I graduated elementary school, and then me too. Like, who didn't draw those cool S's? Who didn't draw like this stuff, like you know, eh, 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 See ya, man. Yeah, I know, but yeah, it's literally anime eyes, yeah, of course. And after I drew Sonic, I got more exposed to Dragon Ball Z, and then I then really wanted to like I wanted to take being a comic book artist like more seriously, and then my mom and dad supported it because I was having a real tough time in middle school, and it was the only thing I consistently did. And after like he signed me up for like this school, this like very local atelier called the Art Students League, and he put me in a comics class, and I went there consistently. And then after that, I went to the High School of Art and Design, and then I drew more in the High School of Art and Design, and then I went to SVA, and then I got a useless fine arts degree, bachelor's of fine arts degree, and I didn't stop, and I'm here. So I think from like 9 to 25. So 25 minus 9. Okay, so 15. Okay, so 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 7, 14. possibly 16 years. Possibly 16 years, give or take. I've been drawing for a while. And I haven't exactly stopped. So do I make comics or do I have another job? Okay, so I have another job. Sadly. I don't hate it, but it's, I'd rather be making comics. Or I'd rather be just like making art. Yeah, no, I have another job. I work with kids. I work in a non-profit that essentially specializes in, giving like people who don't have a lot financially, like housing and job training. And I work in the child care like sector. You know, it can get stressful. Like there's some good kids, absolute sweethearts. You know, absolute sweethearts. But there's some, there are some kids who, it's like you can't like take a day off. You can't like, fake being sick. You're too much. Also, there's some kids who who get rough and rowdy. And man, some kids get injured, and it can be stressful, but it's rewarding. It doesn't pay much, but it pays enough for me to. It's enough for me to pay off my student loan debt. So that's obviously a big chuck, or a big advantage, especially when you're living with your parents. But yeah, no, this is I have another job. Do you have a job? I don't know, someone? Or I don't know. What kind of question was that? I don't know why I said that. I don't know. Do you have another? Do you have another job? What do you think about the state of the economy now? You know. And kind of like where this is going. This could be. This could be like a piece on its own. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I'm conflicted. Do I go another hour, or do I stop? Man, at this point, it's probably just me and Broken Blade. And we're back again, apparently. Okay. I am not a night owl. I don't know. The longer I go at this, the more tired I will become. I also want cereal. By the way, you know, again, don't mean to be that guy, but if you could drop a like and possibly subscribe, it you it'd be really helpful. But I have a friend who's starting to draw again. That's great. You know? Honestly, I think that's something that should be encouraged, especially in like just the age of AI slop. Yeah, no, just I think just encourage him or her. You know? I'm rooting for her, man. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Oh, there. And like, does she like want to be an anime? Like, what does she? Is it a hobby for her? Like, why is she's, you know? Are you starting to draw again? She's been drawing a lot recently since she's been inside all day lately. Huh. I mean, yeah, you know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure how old you are. Personally, I'm 25, and I've lived through the pandemic. I think, like most of my like college years. I think the remainder of my college years have been like have been affected by the pandemic. And you ever been drawing recently since you don't have the motivation to draw? Well, I don't know if it's a motivation thing. Like, discipline. Like, to get the motivation, like, I don't really think you need, for drawing for me, I don't really think you need motivation. Like, sometimes all you have to do is basically just sit at the table, grab a pencil, and, don't worry about, like, trying to, like, draw something like that's a masterpiece, this grand masterpiece that's like just amazing, and just like it stands the test of time. Like just draw something, draw a soccer ball, draw a character you like, look up somebody on the internet and just like draw them, or like if you have the money or time, go to a community college, go to a life drawing session. It's not about motivation, it's about showing up. Like, quite frankly, showing up is half the battle. No, it's not even like, it's 80% of the battle. Doing the thing, that's 20%. Showing up, 80%. Yeah, no problem, man. Keep drawing, keep creating. And this should be encouraged, especially during times of generative AI. All right? People still need to learn the value of human creativity and fostering it in the youth. Or not even just the youth, just in people in general. I mean, this is one thing that I regret doing. Like, when my old high school teacher Like when we bumped into each other in the Art Students League, he asked me, "Hey, how's your freelance career going?" And then basically, you know, I told him, "Hey, it's like with AI, it's like why even bother?" And then he was like, "Well, that's sad." Like he was like that's really sad, and it's like, and I didn't really answer. And now that I think about it, yeah, it is pretty sad. It's pretty devastating that I have this, that I had that thought that, that human creativity didn't matter because of like the machinations of billion-dollar tech bro Silicon Valley companies. You know? So that needs to be, we need the value of creativity needs to be instilled in everybody. So the fact that you're drawing more, it's great. Keep on doing that. Yeah, you don't really put an no, of course. All you have to do is just type a sentence. You sit down, that's what you do, that's all you do. That's it. That's it. There's no struggle. There's no climb. And it's like, of all the, there's no work to be done. And the worst part about this is that it's like, they act like it's like, art isn't like, art isn't, art is finally accessible. It's like, dude, it's always been accessible. It's always been accessible. It's like one AI guy is like, hey, what if like the artist in question doesn't have arms or legs and is blind? It's like, easy. This blind quadriplegic, like of course he's not gonna draw, but he can always like write stories. He can always, write like sing a song. Yes, and with real art, there's a sense of accomplishment. When you're done, you get to look at it, hold it, and with pride say, I made this. Me. No one else. Only I could have made this. Only I could have. No matter what it is, Sonic feet fan art or, like fan fiction or, a comic book, there is value to be had in this. There is value. So draw. Please. Please draw. Please draw. Listen to Broken Blade. Listen to, 100%. Go 100% on that drawing. Yeah, that's how that's what you do. There you go. You draw random things. Just draw something. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Just draw anything. Soccer ball, nude model, Garfield. Could literally just be anything. Showing up is 80% of the battle. And I'm not just saying this because I have my life together. No, I don't. I do not. My life is, it's not bad, but there are some changes that I could have made. I'm saying this because I lived it. Alright? Just show up. And showing up, that's 80%. 80%, my guy. How's this berserk looking? God, how's Guts looking? I don't know. For me, he's looking great. Maybe I shouldn't have used black. And did I use black? Maybe it's the multiply layer. What kind of art do I generally like to do? Well, that's an interesting question. Well, I obviously do not like modern art. I like the art that I genuinely like. That I genuinely like to do. Comics. I mean, concept art's okay. I honestly kind of like illustrations, like the type of illustrations that Frank Frazetta makes. I really like those. That's cool to me. Basically just comics and paintings of space marines and, you know, superheroes. And of course I can, like, you know, do concept art. That's pretty fun. The ideation. But after a while it gets stale and boring. So, yeah, no, comics and illustration. I mean, I kind of like concept art, but, you know, it's like at that point, it's kind of like a job. And it is a job. It's a highly paying job. You like to do realistic stuff, but mostly people. Hey man, that's cool too. And I like realism, but only like if I can, like, you know, apply it to a fantasy setting. I kind of the like what I like to make currently, like it's based on like the stuff that I like to consume. For example, like I love like the art of Dave Raposa, so I like making art like his. I I love the art of Akira. I'm a huge fan of The Meta Barons by Jodorowsky and Iglesias. Wait, no, I think that's... Give me a second. Oh, no. Jodorowsky and Jimenez? Not Iglesias. Well, I don't know why. I mean, do you study realism? back. Realism is actually like, it's not that. It's really good. It's really like, it gives you like a solid foundation when it comes to the fundamentals. Hmm. I haven't gone to college yet, so I just eyeball it. I mean, I don't know, like, uh, ID, IDK someone. If you're gonna go to college, uh, what I think one thing you could do, it's like, be careful, okay? Like, one thing that you could do is like, try to find alternatives, all right? Because it can, college is good, but like art college, like art college can put you in a lot of debt, and like you're not always guaranteed. You're not most of the time. You're not guaranteed a job out of graduation, especially with the job market post COVID, post the pandemic. So, if you want to study study art, I suggest you not go to college. I suggest you possibly like snag a part-time job and save up enough money so you can essentially take community college classes where you can learn like like life drawing, maybe like spend some money at an atelier, not an atelier, but like painting classes, like yeah, of course. Art can be insanely popular or insanely unpopular. So you're looking for something that you want to do. Yeah, of course. I think you're gonna. Yeah, I think it's good to have like some kind of like like a day job thing to keep you above water. You know. I mean, lucky for me, I have my parents and a part-time job. You know. I mean, if I didn't have this, but if I didn't have like a part-time job, especially now, oh, dude, I'd be in bad financial shape. Because I've been using the money from the part-time job to essentially like just pay off student loans, and it's been like that with my parents' support has been like a really really big help. But yeah, no, like be cautious. Don't just go gung ho like I did. Cause like I like you know you don't want to like you don't want to like end up with a lot of debt that you can't pay off. Because some people they accumulate like 60 to $100,000 in debt, and they could spend their entire salary on the job they actually got into that student debt, and because of interest, they're still paying like what, $100,000. Yeah, no, listen to Broken Blade. Like, if you want to get into art, find a painting class or an atelier online. Watts Atelier, New Art Masters, Proko, Steve Hudson, Aaron Blaze, that good stuff. I'd rather you be hundreds of dollars in debt than hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. And your parents told my sister to take college classes in high school to save money. I mean, yeah. Yeah. The secondary, the college, the higher education system, it's like it's really messed up. They it's like they treat colleges like businesses, and it's not. It shouldn't be a business. Like you're essentially learning, you know, learning like skills so that you can essentially get a job and be a be a you could be like a be a contributing member of society. And the loans are so predatory. You know, they're so predatory because they approach like 17-year-old kids and they send them and they sell them a dream, and it's like, hey, you know take out hundreds of dollars, take up tens of thousands of dollars of student loans to go with us. It'll be worth it, you know, and it's not in most cases, you know. So yeah, you gotta be real careful about that. All right, like be careful. I'm saying saying this as someone who's like been through it, you know. I don't have a lot of life experience because like I'm 25, but I do have experience when it comes to college, and how in the dark sides of downsides of it, you know. So careful. Mm. Mm. Maybe I could blend it a little bit. I mean, I don't know, for the college classes. I mean, how's that going? Honestly, I kind of made the honor roll in in high school, but I don't really think I was smart enough to hold on to that. It was a good month. My dad was real proud of me for a good month, and then it was back to being like a regular student. If I'm being honest, I don't really think any of the honor roll kids liked me. Which, fair enough, I was a jackass back in high school. But I was 17. You know, give me a break. I think, you know what? I think I kind of stumbled onto something here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this could have. What's my favorite color? Oh, it's obvious. Blue. I mean, when I was a kid, I latched on to blue a lot. I think, quite frankly, a lot of stuff in my room is just blue. Sometimes, I go outside, I put on a blue shirt, a denim jacket, jeans, and like possibly Converses. And at this point, like I'm just essentially just like I'm just blue. I'm just blue. But yeah, no, favorite color is blue. Your favorite color? Yeah, but no. I stumbled onto something here, dude. I could feel it, dude. Okay. Your siblings are blue people too. Nice. And you followed their tracks a while before realizing you actually like purple. All right. All right. Cool journey. You really Lurk and Braid really likes bright greens like borderline yellow and tennis ball green. All right. Green's a great color. It reminds me of the beauty of nature. I wish I had like I wish I had an answer like that. Because when you talk about green, I immediately think of the Ninja Turtles. Like I think of the Ninja Turtles. I think of Hulk. You know, I do not think about nature. Money. This could be good. I mean, it's true. What do you want me to say? I grew up loving superheroes and fictional characters. What do you want me to say? Oh, I love nature. It's like, you know, Ninja Turtles, Hulk, money. I could use money to buy more things that involve Ninja Turtles and the Hulk. That'd be cool. I wouldn't have Green Arrow. I mean, he's alright. He's alright. More of a Mr. Miracle guy myself. But up for a while, I was kind of like, I was really into Batman. But then, oh wait, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, dude, my favorite Green Lantern. I don't care what people say. It's like, Guy Gardner had the most personality out of all the lanterns. And he had the most, like, he was like powerful. Because, like, the rings operated off of willpower. And it's like, who has more willpower than a dickhead from, from Baltimore or Cincinnati? Purple or green? Okay. You chose green just to mess with your sister? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Pissing off your sister? That's the way to go. Rage baiting your sister is a beautiful thing. You know what? Tomorrow I might come back to this, because this is pretty good. And also, I don't know someone before I get off, before I hop off, because it's getting late. Make sure your mental before you go into college. Make sure your mind is right, because a lot of mental health issues. It could be like that. This statistic could be nonsense, but a lot of mental health issues they start in college. So take some time to yourself. Take a break. You know? Take a break. Like, I'm serious. Because I didn't, and yeah, no, I did. Yeah, like, really. How do I cut this? Yeah, okay. Because I didn't, and like, I was not. I'm gonna be honest, man. It did not. I didn't take a break. I just went straight in. It did not serve me well. Like, there were times where I just left. I left class, and I spent a lot of time outside because it's like I was just so in my head, and I was just so I was just not in the right headspace. Alright. We've now reached 40 subscribers. 40. Thank you to those who showed up. And thank you to those who who were complimenting my art. Thank you for those who were encouraging. And honestly, thank you for the support. Normally this never happens. This never happens, at all. I'm being really serious. When I started this, I was essentially in my room, painting, talking to nobody. This is a welcome change of pace. When's the next stream? Tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. Alright? I'll be here tomorrow. Till then, I bid all of you a good night, sweet dreams, and draw. I'm serious. Draw. Do not let AI stop you.
All right, I don't even know why AI should be doing art anyway. You know, AI should be more focusing on, like, I don't know, protein folding, or helping doctors diagnose cancer. You know, or I don't know, helping us map out, like, like a map of the galaxy for space travel, like some cool sci-fi stuff. Not this. Leave this to us. But either way, draw, man. All right. Good night, Broken Blade. Good night, IDK someone. Good night, Big Toe. Good night, I Like Toes. Good night, Fleabag. And good night. I forgot the animation guy. He was here. I might have missed him. Either way, he gets a good night too. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the subscribers. I'm gone now. This was a stream.